Mainstream science will have you believe that the craters on the moon are due to impacts from meteors, comets, and asteroids. They will have you believe these thousands and thousands of circular craters which cover the moon's surface are all due to impacts. Now, anyone who wants to make sure that this information is correct can Google craters on the moon, and they will tell you straight away lunar craters are impact craters on the Earth's moon. The moon's surface has many craters, almost all of which were formed by impacts. So when I zoom in on the moon and I take a close look, I can see all these circular craters which they say are from impacts. My question is, if all these space rocks are flying in at different angles, not just 90-degree angles, where are the impact marks which create digs and canyons and trails? Shouldn't there be meteors and comets and asteroids coming in at various angles, all sorts of various angles, which should be hitting from the side and creating canyons, dig marks, scrapes, gouges? Are we to believe all of these meteor impacts are coming in at 90-degree angles? We should be seeing marks like this on the moon. Like I said, dig marks or scratches, scrapes if you will, caused by meteors coming in at an angle. I can find images produced by Hollywood which demonstrate this, where a meteor comes in at an angle and makes a big giant gouge, right? And digs deeper and deeper into the earth as it hits. Well, in this case, we should be seeing these marks on the moon, except we don't. And if you even type in meteor impact marks, all they show you is a bunch of images of meteor crater in Arizona and a bunch of circular impact marks. I can't even find the right verbiage. I put meteor impact trails, and then they show me trails left behind a meteor in the sky. So I can't find any actual images to display this in real life. All I could find were these Hollywood images of meteors coming in at an angle and making these gouges, scrapes, trails, whatever you want to call them. The only images I could find of this were CGI images created on a computer. Now, I found this highly puzzling that I couldn't find any real-life examples of this that weren't created on a computer. So then when I look at the moon and I'm asking myself, where are these impact trails, impact ditches, if you will? They simply don't exist. So we have to then at this point, being that science, mainstream science, is telling us that all these impact craters are coming from space rocks slamming into the moon, we have to then ask ourselves, is it theoretically even possible for the moon to be getting hit by space rocks, all of which are entering at a 90-degree angle, to make these circular craters? Because it seems to me, or any logical thinking person, that these meteors, comets, and asteroids are going to be coming in at all sorts of angles, various angles. If the moon is orbiting the Earth, and the Earth is orbiting the sun, and the sun is shooting through space, and all of these unfathomable speeds that they say we're going, that means the moon should be getting hit by space rocks from every angle imaginable, and for it to make only circular craters would be a physical impossibility. So at this point, I will now demonstrate through a actual physical experiment that you cannot physically have nothing but circular craters on the moon if they are all due to impacts. We should be seeing gouges, scrapes, ditches, canyons that are being dug out by sideways, angular, incoming impacts.
All right, I've got one more demonstration. I have an old apple that was getting kind of soft in my fridge, so I figured this was a good round object, well, roundish object to shoot. And I'm gonna shoot it, same deal, I'm gonna shoot it at a 90-degree angle with my BB gun, and then I'm gonna take a couple different angles and shoot it so we can compare the impact marks on something round, like this. First, I'm going to do a 90-degree angle shot on it. 3, 4, 5. It's like I don't want to do too many pumps and blow big chunks out of it, so I'll try 5 pumps. You can barely even tell the hole. It made such a tiny hole because of that 90-degree angle. Now I'm going to shoot it at an angle. Turn it to a different spot. So, straight hole, that's from my 90-degree shot, straight over the top. And then, this one right here, definitely not a regular round hole. Because it came in at an angle, kind of ripped into it, made more of a gouge. Right? And just like the exit, it's not just a regular round hole because it's at an angle. Let me shoot it at a couple more angles. No, I was thinking if a rock was to hit just the very edge of the moon, not only would it make a dig mark, it could theoretically just take a nice chunk out of it, right? If it was to hit right on the edge of the moon at the right angle, right? If you were to just get that right angle on the moon. Oh, perfect. Exactly what I was looking for. Right? Look at that. See what I did there with a BB? High velocity impact, made a nice gouge. Could you imagine that being like a canyon? If this is the moon and something came in at that angle, high velocity, this should leave a canyon. Huge dig mark, right? Look at that. That's what I'm trying to get to you people. They want you to believe everything on the moon came from a round, straight through, where's my hole? Oh yeah. Round, regular, straight impact. That's how all those craters on the moon were made, by a 90-degree impact. Where are these ones? There should be more of these. Come on, 90-degree, straight up and down collisions, more common than angled collisions, which should cause digs, trails, trench marks, canyons. I believe I've sufficiently debunked the notion that space rocks are making all those craters on the moon. I believe anyone can demonstrate through the scientific method, which I've just performed, observable, provable, repeatable proof that high velocity impacts at different angles do not make circular craters. And all we see on the moon is virtually nothing but circular craters. Where are the dig marks, the trenches, and the canyons? There aren't any. There should be tons of them, but there aren't. So therefore, I must reject mainstream science. I must reject their answer that those craters come from impacts from asteroids and comets and meteors. I must reject what they say, and we must open up scientific investigation to figure out what's really going on with the moon. How in the heck did those impact craters arrive on the moon? Real scientific investigation. I'm talking about real experiments so us people can actually find out what's going on, because they obviously lied to us. It's impossible for those impacts to be all made from 90-degree angles. And I believe I've proved that beyond a shadow of a doubt. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. And anyone with an air rifle can go out and recreate this experiment and get the exact same result. Craters on the moon came from something else, people. Wouldn't you like to find out what it is? I sure as hell would. So it's time to share this video, make this video go viral, share it with everybody you know. Moon craters are not from space rock impacts like they told us. Science has been lying to us, so what else have they been lying to us about? Let's open up scientific investigation on this right away. This video needs to go viral, and every scientist worth their salt needs to be looking into this, trying to figure out a real answer. Because space rocks hitting the moon for millions and billions of years causing only circular craters is obviously false, and I just proved it false beyond a shadow of a doubt.